Hi, welcome back. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. Yeah, my hair is out. My hair is out. Look at this. It's out. This is my hair, if you were wondering. I still have that thing. I keep picking at it. So, I recently came across a video from Amy, I think it was. I will put a link to that video in the description. And they were talking about a woman talking about another video. Yes, yeah. I'm making a video about another video. Whatever, you're here for the shenanigans. Anyway, she was talking about a woman who, on TikTok, who was scammed at a hotel in Times Square. I will add that TikTok right here.
Video right now, but unfortunately, I don't know what else to do. We are staying at the M Social Times Square Hotel, and we were gone today for all day. And we came back around 5 p.m. to find something stuck to my door that said they were charging my room $500 for smoking. We didn't even go into the room. I just took that immediately to the desk, the front desk, asked to talk to the manager, and I said, hey, this can't be possible. We don't smoke. Anybody here knows I don't smoke. Neither of us smoke. Nobody was smoking in the room. How are you charging me $500? What is this based on? So then he showed me this smoke report that apparently came from our room. I'll show you guys. This is it right here. And this is going to be backwards for you, but it says here that the smoke report picked up smoke coming from our room between 4 p.m. and 4:30. And you asked me where we were. We weren't even here.
So basically, it was a smoke detector. I don't know. It seemed really messed up and really unfortunate that they would do this. But when I saw this video and I saw the previous video from Amy, I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised because Times Square has always been kind of a sketchy place. So if I could do anything as someone who has lived in the vicinity of New York City, who lives now in New York City, if I can do anything, if this video can do anything to convince you not to stay at Times Square. I do understand that if you're coming to New York for the first time, you want to visit Times Square. But it doesn't have to be this whole shenanigans. Like, it should be like what I did when I went to London and I went to Piccadilly. I went like one day. I went for a one day. It was close to the theater district or Chinatown. I don't remember which one. I went and it was already, I could tell that it was like Times Square, and I was like so out of there. It is not worth your time. I don't know what direction this video is going, but I just want to let you know that Times Square is a sham, a big old sham. I actually have another YouTube. I have another TikTok that I found that I'm gonna add.
Hi there, so we are home from New York now, very jet lagged, but I thought I would come on here and give you an honest review on the hotel we stayed in. So the hotel is called the M Social and it's on Times Square. It's got a lovely rooftop bar where you can look down onto Times Square, and it's in a great location. Unfortunately, that's the only thing I can say is good about this hotel, because on Monday at check-in things turned a bit sour very quickly. I knew I had some hotel fees to pay, which wasn't a problem because I knew what they were, I knew how much they were, and it's basically day room tax and things like that. Now, these are payable on the day you arrive at most of the hotels in Times Square. There's nothing you can do about it, it's just how it works. So, as I said, I knew about this wasn't a problem. At the time of check-in, they hold your card for a room deposit. Now, the room deposit you get back at the end of the week. That's just for anything that you charge to your room, or say if you break anything in the room, then they can take that off of the fee. So that's not a problem either because I knew that was happening. The problem that did come to a head was the hotel tried to remove $1,500 from my bank card. Now, they didn't just try this once, they actually tried it twice. I wasn't informed of this fee and what they were trying to remove from my bank until my bank notified me that 2 payments had been declined. Now, this happened while I was still at the check-in desk. So, of course, I questioned them and asked why they had done this without my knowledge. They were very apologetic and said it must be a glitch in the system, which I didn't believe. At the end of the day, if you're pressing buttons, you know how much you're about to remove from someone's bank account. I expressed and said that this wasn't good, it wasn't great customer service, it's not a great start to my holiday, and I generally wasn't very happy at all. And the fact that they tried it twice just made it even worse. So at check-in, we went through all of this. I expressed how disgusted I was of them, and it's not been a good start.
That didn't last long. I already put my hair in a bun. Anyway, so yeah, so there is a ton of TikTok videos about hotels in Times Square. I do understand wanting to visit it for the first time, but don't spend a whole day there. You really don't need to spend a whole day there. Go and see it, take a couple pictures, and then move on off. I also just think it's a crime to stay in Times Square. It is so expensive. It is not the center of New York anymore, like people used to think. And I get it. You want to be near the excitement, but even when I travel, I never stay in like the central place, which is code for tourist trap. I always kind of find a little out the beaten path. I don't mind taking the subway or any kind of transportation in a city, and maybe having to be a little farther out but in a better location, because I don't understand why people would want to stay in Times Square, because it's like the lights and all the noise, like you couldn't really sleep. But it's like I also understand you're young and you're like, oh, I don't gotta sleep, I can do blah, blah, blah. But it's Times Square is not like a party. Like, what? There's an Applebee's there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like, guys, really? um so yeah, don't stay in Times Square. Really don't. There's better places, nicer hotels. Please, for the love of all, I don't even know what I would add there. Just don't stay there. Um, if you want to stay in Manhattan, can I suggest the East Side? I During COVID times, I was living in Brooklyn, and I lived with two other people and a cat. And they decided that they wanted to have they didn't believe in COVID, I guess. I don't know. I don't care. I don't live with them anymore. So they would always have some get together, and I'm just like, I'm not staying here. So I would get on, and like, I expressed myself about that, whatever. But I would try to find on like booking.com or Hotel Tonight, there would be really cheap hotels because people weren't coming into the city. And I found some really great deals on hotels on the east side of Manhattan. Also, there's plenty of places in Brooklyn, because Brooklyn apparently is where all the young and happening people go and do stuff. So there's plenty of places there. And can I suggest Queens? Queens, yeah. You're probably flying in from JFK, so you're just like, why would I go to Queens? I get it. But if you're flying in from LaGuardia, you can find a hotel in Queens for pretty cheap. And I wouldn't suggest having a hotel next to the airport, because I had a friend who lived really close to the airport, and the noise was really like unbearable when I would go visit her. So not necessarily in the general area of LaGuardia Airport, but like Astoria, Jackson Heights, I'm sure, but I don't know, Long Island City, like those places, I feel like would be a good place to stay. There are a lot of boutique hotels, like even in downtown Manhattan, that are pretty affordable. There's a lot more affordable places than the Times Square shenanigans. Just eating at Times Square, like, and like the trinkets, like, I don't go there often, but trinkets and eating and other things, they're really freaking expensive. Like, no. If you're gonna go to a major metropolitan city, this applies for anything in life. If you go to any big city, you know, either New York or London or Paris or Berlin or wherever else, don't stay at like the most shiny touristy spots. That's number one. Number two, don't buy the cheap trinkets. Try to be unique in the way buy souvenirs. Like, nope. Like, every time I see somebody in New York wearing an I Love New York shirt, I'm just kind of like, oh, come on now. Come on now. Like, you came all the way here to buy that shirt? I'm just kind of like, okay, don't wear it in New York. It's kind of lame. Wear it in your hometown. Okay, hopefully this video convinced you of how insane I am. My throat just... Don't say that. How insane I am. Follow me. And B, don't go to Times Square. And if you are, don't spend more than like a couple of hours. I would say, okay, if you go to Times Square, it's because you're going to see a show. And this is like, you got your tickets and you're like, yeah, let me like walk around and like look at it for a minute. Like, don't spend more than 2 hours there. Rule of thumb, don't spend more than 2 hours there. Be careful with your wares, your backpack. Don't have a backpack. Like, don't put your your wallet in your back pocket. Just be mindful because people are still scamming and still. Also, just came to my brain, those like double-decker buses, those bus tours, another fucking scam. Another scam. Who comes here to take a double-decker bus tour? Like, that's very like London-ish. Every time I see them, I'm like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Like, I'm like, it's really expensive. I know somebody who worked for them, and it's very overpriced. And they have the particular one I'm thinking of is in Los Angeles and in New York. I don't know where else it is. Maybe in Chicago, but they're really a ripoff. So just be mindful. Be mindful of what's going on, especially if you're not from this country. Americans are feral. We're so damn feral. You've seen Americans out in the wild in Europe getting into fights. What do you think of us in our own country? And I'm sure a lot of you are not coming out here because of what's going on in the world with what's going on in the world, what's going on in America. But for the few of you who are brave enough to come to the home of the brave, I salute you. And also, we're feral. Americans are feral. Gosh. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my video. Hopefully you're not completely like, who is the psychopath? Hopefully you took in the suggestions. Let me know if I need to be a little more specific, because I feel like maybe I wasn't, but I will go over the footage, and if I have to add some stuff, I will add some stuff, okay? Anyway, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe, and until next time, bye.